Welcome to Holistic Mental Health, nurturing mind, body, and soul. I'm Olive, and today we're beginning a new series called Love Without Losing Yourself, a series about relationship boundaries. Because many people think boundaries create distance, healthy boundaries actually create safety. They help relationships become places where people can be honest, respected, and emotionally secure. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are bridges that teach people how to love us well. And today's conversation is one that many of us can relate to. Why we ignore red flags. Have you ever looked back on a relationship and thought, the signs were there, the warnings were there? I saw it, but I stayed. Many people blame themselves after a difficult relationship. They say, I should have known better. I should have left sooner. I ignored all the signs, but the truth is more complicated than that. Sometimes the red flag wasn't hidden. We just hoped love would change it. We hoped patience would change it. We hoped understanding would change it. We hoped time would change it, and hope is not weakness. Hope is human. The problem is when hope becomes stronger than reality. A red flag is not a mistake. A red flag is a pattern, something that repeatedly shows up and affects trust, respect, safety, or emotional well-being. Examples might include constant dishonesty, disrespect disguised as humor, controlling behavior, extreme jealousy, manipulation, blaming everyone else for problems, ignoring your boundaries, making you feel guilty for having needs. Many people don't ignore red flags because they are foolish. They ignore them because they are hopeful, because they see potential, because they see pain. The problem is when compassion becomes self-abandonment, when empathy becomes self-neglect, when understanding becomes an excuse for repeated harmful behavior. Sometimes we enter relationships believing that enough love can heal another person. If I love them enough, if I'm patient enough, then things will change. But healing cannot be forced. Growth cannot be forced. Change cannot be forced. People change when they decide to change, not because someone loves them harder. One of the most painful relationship mistakes is falling in love with potential. Not who someone is, but who we hope they become. We start dating their future. We start loving their possibilities. And slowly, we stop paying attention to who they are showing us they are today. Healthy relationships are built on reality. Here's a question I want you to think about. If nothing changed, would this relationship still be healthy for me? Pause for a moment. Really think about that. Boundaries help us see reality because boundaries create information. If you say, I need honesty, and honesty never comes, that's information. If you need respectful communication and disrespect continues, that's information. Boundaries are not just limits. They help us see what is actually happening. One of the strongest relationship boundaries you can develop is this: I will not betray myself to keep a relationship. Not my values, not my well-being, not my dignity, not my peace. Today's reflection question is simple. Have you ever ignored a red flag because you hoped things would change? And what did that experience teach you? No judgment, just curiosity. Seeing the good in people is not a weakness. Being hopeful is not a weakness, but healthy love requires both compassion and clarity, both hope and reality, both love and boundaries. I'm Olive. Thank you for joining me for Love Without Losing Yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself.